2024 is already halfway over. Now let's take a look at my favorite New Balances from quarter 2 of 2024. Before we check out my 10 favorite New Balances of quarter 2 2024, I just want to say that these are in no particular order. They of course are just my own personal opinion and will definitely differ from yours. And the pairs had to have officially released in some sort of capacity from April 2024 to June 2024. And with that out of the way, we'll start off with the 993 in the Sea Salt Black and Gum colorway. This is of course from Teddy Santis Season 5. It's my personal favorite pair from Season 5. It's a neutral tone pair, but what's special about it is the different mesh material utilized, and of course my favorite feature of the shoe, the gum outsole. Gum outsoles are pretty rare when it comes to New Balances. I've always loved gum outsoles on shoes like Nike SB Dunks and Air Maxes, so it was really cool to see New Balance put gum outsoles on their made pairs, and this isn't going to be the only gum outsole pair on this list. And next up we have the 990 V4 in the highlight colorway, another pair from Teddy Santis Season 5. This is a very fire and loud colorway, and I was really surprised to see it actually sell out pretty much immediately on NewBalance.com. Seems like a lot of people, including myself, really like the colorway. It's very loud and it's very fitting for the summer season. And next up is another Teddy Santis pair, that being the 990 V6 in the vintage rose colorway. This is another great low-key GR. It's pretty neutral, but when you look closely, obviously it isn't just white or off-white, it's in a light rose shade, and it's definitely a great summer shoe. And the last pair from Teddy Santis Season 6 on this list is going to be the 993 in the Chive colorway. It's a pretty simple colorway. The entire shoe is in a chive green, but really that's all it needs. The chive green is a very fire shade of green. It looks great on the 993, and it also utilizes a different type of mesh material. I'm sure most of you guys saw this coming. We have the 991 V2 in the Vintage Sport colorway. This released alongside two other Made in UK shoes as part of the Vintage Sport colorway pack. It's just a GR, and yet it is so fire. It's a low-key heat type of colorway. It's a mostly neutral tone upper. It's kind of like a light gray or off-white upper, but then you have the accents of red and blue in the Absorb pods, as well as the branding on the tongue and the back, and of course one of the best features is that gum outsole. I'm really hoping New Balance comes out with even more gum outsole shoes during the latter half of 2024. And next up is a 2-pack of menu colorways for the 1500. Those two colorways are the green and orange Hairy Suede colorways. Both of these colorways are very fire. They're both loud. You guys know I'm a sucker for Hairy Suede, and both of them look great on the 1500 model. I really love how they're not just ordinary shades of green and orange, and the contrasting kind of like light blue / teal nubuck works well on both colorways as well. And rounding off the GRs for this list is the 1906R in the Neon Lights colorway. I covered this shoe I think 2 years ago, back in late 2022, as just an early reveal, and 2 years later it finally gets its wider release on NewBalance.com. Unfortunately, I was a little slow. I did not expect the shoe to sell out fast within 24 hours. Pretty much all the regular sizes are out, so I'll have to wait a little bit to get my hands on it. But in terms of the colorway, it's just very loud and crazy. It's a mostly black base with a bunch of vibrant colors, and it works so well on the 1906R model. I think New Balance held off on the release because they decided to push the 1906R model for this year rather than 2 years ago, so it makes sense that it finally released this year. Speaking of the 1906R, one of my favorite collabs of this quarter was the Foot Patrol 1906R collaboration. Just the colorway alone is pretty fire. The upper of the shoe is in various shades of blue, and you have white and silver accents around the shoe. You got a black N logo on the lateral side as well as a white logo on the medial side, which is a nice contrast. And then that pop of red in the gel pods of the shoe are really fire as well. But one of the nicest touches about the shoe is actually on the inside, and that's on the insoles. A really cool detail: the insoles have a sublimated print of a skeletonized foot, which is really cool. It's definitely a solid collaboration from Foot Patrol and New Balance. Continuing on the 1906R collab train, last and definitely not least on this list is going to be the 1906R Action Bronson Rosewater colorway. This colorway is very fire. It's very loud and crazy, but all of the colors utilized just work together. There are 3 different Action Bronson 1906R collaboration colorways. This is by far my favorite, even though I still am a little salty about the horrible release. Looks like it's gonna get a wider release within like 2 weeks, so maybe I'll be able to cop it. As I said, it's very loud and crazy, but despite that, all of the colors just work well together. I really love the translucent, kind of like like white mesh synthetic material on the upper. It also works really well with the loud colors, and it's definitely going to be one of the best summer collaboration colorways. And those were my 10 favorite New Balance releases of quarter 2 2024. What are your guys' favorite quarter 2 releases? I'd definitely like to know that in the comments.